Before I start this short little video, I just wanted to reach out and thank my Patreons, Thunderoo, Tyler, Maxim, Gavin, Yuma, Voltage, and Dizzy. Thank you so much. Without your support, this channel would literally have been dead already. Otters. There's a lot of attributes about the river otter that attracted me to choosing them as my persona. They are playful, friendly, protective. No, not that one. They are friendly, protective, playful, get out of here! Pack animals. But one thing about the otter that stood out to me is something you may not know, but they are little klepto collectors. Usually just useful rock or tool or toy, but they will nab something that catches their eye, and that struck a chord with me because I've been doing the same thing since I was young. Anytime I was wandering around or I was out and I found like a little trinket or a shiny thing, I kept it and put it in a box. And over the years it became the Shiny Things box. This Shiny Things box. So I saw a tweet online that asked, what is something that your persona collects? So I figured, hey, why don't I share my Shiny Things box with everyone? I mean, otherwise, what has this all been for? Okay, so first things first, let's open this. This is not gonna work. Let me try it with the paws off. Okay, this is the Shiny Things box. It's a little treasure trove of small, stupid little things that I've found over the years. So let's start with this one here. This is, I think there's another one in here. Who knows? This is a little crystal ball that I found. I don't know, the quality's pretty bad on this webcam I'm using. But it's a little crystal ball that I found from a pond in my grandpa's ranch house. It just looked shiny to me. My little 12-year-old mind made me feel like it was something mystical, and it's just a piece of glass. This pen here, I don't know if you could see that too well, but I found this on the ground at a fair, at a festival or something. I just remember thinking it was like way too fancy to just be left, so I put it in my pocket, and I have never replaced the ink inside. But it's so fancy, and maybe when I get a nice office one day, it'll be my desk pen. I have a pin here from the game, the role-playing game, Tabletop Vampire. I think it's Tremere or Tremier. It's one of the vampire classes. I just thought I was super cool back in the day, and I'm not. This one is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it too well on here. I'll hold it up to this camera. It is a guitar string with a bunch of the little nubs off the end of the guitar string from when I worked at a when I worked at a music studio, recording studio. Every time I would replace the strings, I'd keep the little nubs. And I was trying to turn it into a bracelet, I think, but I mean, it just never worked out. I have my Federation communicator. That's important. And then some poker chips. It must be from a poker set. Normally, I think casino chips have the casino's name on them, but these are just little chips. I cannot remember for the life of me where I found these or what happened, but I didn't buy them in a set. I'm pretty sure I just found them on the street. Like most of these things, it's just stuff I found on the street. So here's something I didn't find on the street. I got this at a Renaissance fair. It is a kind of like demon, dragon, caduceus necklace. That I think my stepmom bought me once. I never wore it because it's way too gaudy for me. It's a little over the top, but it's cool and I didn't want to let go of it, so I have it here. Maybe some of you might recognize this one. It's a plastic diamond piece off of a chandelier, off of one of those really cheap chandeliers that I think I stole from my friend's mom's house. So sorry for that, but it looked shiny and I wanted one. I do have this little crystal I used to carry with me. Back in, like, I don't know, freshman year of high school, I thought it was super cool to be into all the pagan stuff and the witchcraft stuff. So I kept this crystal with me, and it mostly just took up real estate in my pockets, so I gave up on that. Pockets were more important to me than my soul, apparently. A little knickknack I think my mom got me from the beach. It's like a little stone or wood carving of a little Starfish. Why did that take me so long to remember the name? Oh my god. Here's another crystal. It's just an amethyst crystal. I think I picked this one up from a shop. I mean, I probably actually paid for this one, but I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I do like having my little shiny rocks and things. I just think they're pretty. This is my birthstone, so I probably picked it up for a birthday at some point. I should probably take off my fursuit head to do this because I can't see anything, so it's hard to actually see what I'm picking up. Here is a collection of colorful rocks. Also, I believe from my grandfather's house, he just had little entertainment for our little brains. He kept like a jar of rocks that we got to take home, a couple with us, every time that we went to visit them. An easy toy for a child is a shiny rock. But I remember one of them particularly, I think it's this one, kind of looked like amber, so it made me think of like that Amber from Jurassic Park. Here is a coin. I think this might be one of the longest things that I've held on to. It's a coin that came out of a Wheaties box for the Olympics. It came out of an actual cereal box. I doubt it's actually worth anything. These things were so mass-produced and made of nothing that I'm sure it's not worth much, but it is from the 1996 Olympic team. Like I said, this might be the thing that's been sitting in that box the longest. Every year, I used to volunteer at a festival in my hometown, the Corn Festival, and to get like drinks or food or anything, you had to prepay for a little token, and then you can go pick those up. And I wanted to kind of keep one of those as a keepsake. I have the, I don't even know what these are called. The capacitor, the tube, the thing for the back of an old TV. I want to say that I picked it up for some sort of crafting or out of a TV, but I'm pretty sure my little hoodlum friends and I smashed in a TV when I was younger, and we got this out of the back of it. Okay, here are two things that I've held on to for a really long time. They're little mementos from big mistakes I've made. This one is when I worked in a theater company doing lighting. I was the master electrician for a theater company, and I put a wire in the wrong way on a stage light, and it fused the two pins together, and it cost the company a lot of money to replace. But I kept the two pins just as a reminder not to ever do that again. The same thing here when I worked in a hospital on a labor and delivery recovery ward. There was a machine that like pumps medication into people while you're not there, and I ripped this out of a wall, and it cost the hospital a lot of money to fix that. So I kept this just to remind myself, hey, maybe pay attention to what you're doing. It hasn't paid off. This otter, a little wood-carved otter I picked up at the Grand Canyon. I'd like to say it was from somewhere special, or I found it, but it was literally at a Chevron gas station just outside of the south entrance. But I really liked it because it was a good reminder of the trip. I got a little forest spirit here from Princess Mononoke. Now I'm getting into a lot of the smaller things, so I'm just gonna dump this out and then go through it. Before I go through that big pile of treasure, let me show you this little magnet, but oh my god, it won't come off.
12 seconds later.
So because my grades in school were so low, because I refused to do homework, my mom sent me to one of those little after-school programs where they like sit you in front of a computer and pretend they're tutoring you when it was more just prison for children. But for every like, I don't know, 100 lessons you did, you got a little magnet, you collected them for a prize. It was a poor business model and clearly didn't make me any smarter. I have this hollowed out bullet. I found it I think at my middle school. It's definitely was made for a necklace. It wasn't ever fired clearly because the casing is still attached to the bullet, and there was never any primer or anything in it, but it was clearly made for a necklace. I just thought it was funny that it was hanging around a middle school. That's the American dream. I have a 1-month token for the 12-step program for Alcoholics Anonymous. I did not earn this. I believe I was at a baby shower at a church, and there was a box full of them, and I liked the way that they looked, so I took one. This ring, if any of you have been to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, you'll recognize this ring. There's a very famous carousel there that As you go around, it dispenses rings, probably not anymore because of COVID, but it dispenses rings, and you could grab a ring, and then it opens up to a big clown mouth with a tiny little hole in his mouth, and you have to throw the ring into the mouth to make his eyes light up. It was a challenge, it was fun, but a lot of people stole them, so they had to shut it down for a while until they can make new ones, including me. My teta, when I was younger, she took me out to see Les Miserables in San Francisco, and I think it was my first really big stage performance, at least one that I could remember. So we bought this golden ticket commemorative from my time when I went to go see that show. Now I have a whole bunch of little things here, little coins and doodads. Alright, for time's sake, I'm going to go through a lot of this stuff a little bit more in clumps. That way I'm not going through each individual item, but these are just some things that I found on the ground, either at a party or walking to school or whatever. There's this little owl with some diamonds in it, and a heart. I do have the one ring to rule them all, so watch out. Whoops, my depth perception is so bad. I have this pin. It might be a little hard to see, but it's for the Thespian Society. I actually was inducted into the National Thespian Society of Actors and Theater. It was a program in our school that if you went through a certain process and basically got hazed enough, you could join the society. And now my name is somewhere in a book in Washington. I'm in a troupe. Who knows? I have all sorts of this like foreign currency and coins. I have a bunch of pesos from Mexico, some yen. I think this is a decorative yen from probably like a Chinese restaurant. I got some arcade tokens, some no cash value arcade tokens. Probably from like Chuck E. Cheese or anywhere else, any little arcade. My town that I grew up in had an actual penny arcade. Turned into a 5-cent arcade. They had arcade machines and pinball and pool and stuff, and it was all for like a couple pennies or a nickel. I think I have some Australian currency. I think that's what these are from. It has Queen Elizabeth on it, but I know I've never been to London or Canada, but I have been to Australia, so I'm assuming that's where these are from. A smooshed penny from Route 66. I still need to give this to my mom. My mom, ever since I started traveling around a lot, my mom collects smooshed pennies from wherever I go. I try and find one. If they have a machine there, I'll get one and send it back to her. And then she keeps this album full of them. And this is one of the ones I haven't given to her yet. It's just from my travel on Route 66, which I started from the very, very end of it in Santa Monica in California and drove all the way to Chicago. And it was a long, long drive. This is a Cinemark coin. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it on that webcam, but it has that cat from the Cinemark commercials. Let me see if I can get him up on here. Okay, there's a couple more things I didn't notice, and I just want to really quickly show you because I couldn't see them because of my fursuit head. But it's this Deathly Hallows symbol that my friend soldered together for me back when Harry Potter was really big. I thought that was kind of cool, so I held on to it. Never wore it or anything. I do have a couple pins from a Federation officer uniform for Star Trek. I used to have the full officer set, but who knows where it went. And then lastly, I have my men's chorus like congratulations pins for I think 2 years and then 4 years. I was in choir for some time to sing. I don't think I'm a hoarder. I think this is a fair amount of little trinkets to hold on to, especially since they're not strewn about. They're just in my little shiny things box, and I can go visit them every once in a while, you know, for some fond memories. Anyway, this was a short little video just to have some fun and go through my shiny things box. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I do have some videos that are in the works right now. I'm just waiting on a couple things before I could produce them. Other than that, thank you again for your support. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy this content. I have a lot of weird stories and fun stuff to go through, and I'll see you next time.